Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video I'm going to be reacting to another Atosi video. I haven't reacted to this particular story in a while, so I guess this is new information. This is how a TikTok psychic lost everything in court. But that's confusing because as a psychic, wouldn't you see this coming? I don't know. But I do think some people probably have the ability of being psychic. But I feel like the ones that are making it known, the ones that are charging people for readings and stuff, the people that are like on TikTok and stuff, I feel like those aren't the real psychics. I feel like they're just trying to get attention, trying to make money off of people that are skeptical. Oh my gosh, I dropped something. Trying to make, not skeptical, but like gullible. I feel like the people that are making it known that they're psychics are not the real psychics. I feel like the real psychics are hiding their true powers, and they don't want anyone to know, because that's what I would do. But anyway, let me stop talking. Let's get into this video. It's pretty long, so I feel like a lot of it is the recap. So if this is the recap, like if a lot of it is the recap, I'm just gonna skip it because I'm pretty sure we all know what's been going on, and if you don't know, you can check out my other videos reacting to it. But yeah. I feel like maybe half of this video is a recap, but we'll find out if I stop talking and start the video. So let's get into the video, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
So I've had a couple idiots comment on my video and say that I've lost the case. I haven't lost the case. It's still ongoing, so don't listen to these really idiotic YouTubers.
Well, that didn't age well, but this is a self-proclaimed TikTok psychic, and what she did on TikTok will change your life forever, because on November of 2022, a massive tragedy happened involving students from the University of Idaho. This became our TikTok psychic's moment to essentially ruin her own life. How? Well, by falsely accusing a professor, claiming that she had an affair with one of these students and was behind the tragedy.
I did a reading when I saw Rebecca Schofield on.
Okay, like I said, I feel like half of this video is going to be a recap. Let me summarize it. So as he said, there was a incident that happened, and then this fake psychic, she couldn't mind her own business. She went up all on TikTok telling these stories about what she feels really happened because she had a psychic reading about it, and she made up this whole story which got her like in this whole mess, this lawsuit. She doesn't know any of these people. I don't even think she lives in the same state. She just saw this story, heard about this story, and then felt like she needed to spread lies about these people that she doesn't even know. So anyway, she's been going through this trial, and there's a lot of different details. Some of it is like she was asking for the plaintiff's Facebook or something to get evidence, even though she should have the evidence already if she's trying to like say what really happened in her mind. But basically that's the summary of the story. She's going through this lawsuit, and every time he posts a video he updates us. So this is the latest video, so I want to know the latest update. But yeah, I'm gonna skip this recap because it's too much.
And her connection. I also did readings.
I'll skip to the parts where he's talking.
And their connection. Or it doesn't take too long.
That response is just so wild because it doesn't make sense. If you really have all this evidence and you're on this mission to expose the truth, why are you not sharing it with the world? Because you're being sued either way. But then to just make things even worse for herself, she follows up with these videos when the professor actually sues her.
I've been against people, big and small, corporations and giants, and systemic policies and racism in one. They and the of the 4 University of Idaho students.
And all those videos is just her trying to defend herself and saying that she's not gonna lose this case. But she didn't see that one coming.
Story plays out, we realize that she's all bark and zero bite. But if the situation could be even more insane, she decides to represent herself in court. Clearly, she's not a lawyer. So she was just absolutely doomed from the start. Ended up missing deadlines, which technically should have lost her the case because she didn't respond to the request of admission, which means the professor technically admitted to all the allegations. And to catch you guys up with all those, I'll have myself from the past explain those. And that is, admit that you have stated publicly that Rebecca Schofield had an affair with Kaylee. 2, admit that you have stated publicly that Rebecca Schofield was involved with what happened to the victims. 3,
in these videos, these are like documents from the cases telling what happened in the courtroom or something, or not in the courtroom. I don't even think they went to the courtroom yet. Maybe they did in this video, but these are recaps from the past. So let's fast forward to the current him.
On video, still claiming the professor did this. But the judge seemed to be somewhat lenient with her and let her respond late. So the TikTok psychic decided to come back on her high horse.
I think that's how y'all want me to feel about a measly ass $75,000 lawsuit that I'm gonna win.
She thinks she's gonna win.
God. Rebecca is suing me.
But this lawsuit quickly humbled her as she realized that she would actually have real consequences here.
I need to stop asking me about this lawsuit. It should not even have been allowed. First of all, for multiple reasons. But for the legal reason was because it's the improper venue. I'm not an Idaho resident, so I should not be sued. Then they got the nerve to not allow pro se clients to e-file. Meanwhile, so her attorneys are e-filing documents. I'm in court because I told the truth.
Clearly that didn't work out for her. For some reason, this woman...
And also, this woman has a child. So I don't know what happens off camera, like how she is at home. But if she's like this on camera, I can only imagine how she acts off camera. Like, is she delusional like 24/7?
Just couldn't stop doubling down. And that came back to bite her hard. Because who would have known that tarot cards don't really hold up too well in court? I don't know how your decision-making skills fumble this hard, because I feel like even a 7th grader could have easily realized this is a very bad idea. But she also tried to subpoena the professor's lawyer to testify against her own client. So it's safe to say she's not really firing on all cylinders here. Oh, and I can't forget, she threatened to sue Marky and I for just covering her moronic actions.
I'm going to sue. As soon as I can get some of these other things cleared out, I am suing everybody who defamed me on this platform, YouTube.
That's dumb, because what's this? Oh, it's a... I thought it was a tissue on her nose. She's defaming herself. Like, she's making up all these lies by herself. She's putting herself in this business that she had no reason to put herself in. Like, I don't understand. And I guess I don't have to fast forward.
Marquis, it's a Tozy. I'm sure there's a way for them to be sued for what they've done. Everybody who defamed me is getting sued.
But here we are. The judge has made a decision.
Look
So
in the
shout out
mirror.
Madcaster for sending over the memorandum decision and order for this trial, and I'm happy he's feeling better because he had me worried for a minute. So here's the memorandum decision and order documents. So to go through what was confirmed to be defamation, on November 25th, 2022, the defendant, who is the TikTok psychic, Ashley, posted a TikTok video highlighting a University of Idaho policy that Rebecca Schofield was so worried about being caught violating if anyone found out about a potential relationship with Kaylee. However, considering they were broken up, there was really nothing to worry about. That's why she was worried about just losing the respect. On November 26, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video stating the plaintiff partnered to kill the 4 University of Idaho college students. On November 28, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video stated that I don't care what y'all say, and Rebecca Schofield killed Kaylee and all the other victims. Rebecca was the one to initiate the plan and hired another one of Kaylee's friends, Jack, who we covered earlier. On November 28, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video rhetorically asking what KG did that plaintiff felt was so bad that she had to order the murder and the murder of the 3 other University of Idaho college students before taking a look into Rebecca Schofield and Kaylee's connection, and stating that they partied together, that plaintiff paid for KG's automobile and travel expenses, and that plaintiff makes this quick impulsive decision to have them killed, which ultimately ended up being all for the University of Idaho students. This is just so insane to read. The fact that the TikTok psychic went out there and posted this with the only proof being my psychic abilities and intuition. What a selfish thing to post as well. Like, this is just insane. On December 1st, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video stating that Rebecca Schofield isn't remorseful for ordering the murder of 4 University of Idaho students, but instead worried about about her name, her
She
accomplishments,
made all
worried about her
this,
possessions,
in
worried
her
about people
head.
finding out who she really is, her real character, worried about her loss of accomplishments, worried about going to jail, losing everything that she worked so hard for, worried about corruption and treason, not worried about the lives that were taken. On December 2nd, 2022, the TikTok psychic posted a TikTok video stating that Rebecca Schofield is going to prison for the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students, whether you like it or not. What the? On November 5th, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video stating that Rebecca Schofield was being a sugar mama to KG, giving her money. KG saw this as an opportunity to get ahead. She had limited resources, and this was an opportunity. And also, it was like an experience.
This is
All
basically
this just sounds
another
like an
recap
insane
of what
whack
she
hat story.
said.
Like, this is just spiraled so far out of control. I mean, it spiraled out of control just with the first TikTok video, but the fact that she just kept going really shows she's not firing on all cylinders. And this is before she even got sued. So, oh man. Rebecca liked KG. She made her feel young and vibrant, and it also was an opportunity for her to balance her needs for a woman. But she may have been pushing too hard because KG needed a break and some time to herself. She just needed to clear her mind. Rebecca Schofield just needed to take this time to slow down and appreciate what she has. During this time, KG looked like she was shining, successful. Other people are noticing. She may have even been shopping, but during the break, Rebecca Schofield was nervous and had anxiety, was worried about being caught, thought KG was going to backstab her. And that's when she decided to plan her. If only this was a completely fictional story, not even based on real people, that would be fine. Because if she's clearly writing fiction, why isn't she just writing it about fictional people? Why is she using a tragedy to literally clout chase? Like, this is just, it's so disgusting. She then
really
started to
wants
look for a
attention.
team. Bro, it's like the Avengers. The Avengers of defamation over here. On December 5th, 2022, defendant posted a TikTok video stating that plaintiff, KG's relationship would have been something like
this
a
has
sugar
been
mama. Made her
going
feel like a kid
on
again,
for
very
almost 2
youthful energy.
years.
She did something for her. She helped her balance her needs. Because otherwise, that specific need that she had for a woman wasn't being taken care of. KG had limited resources. She wanted to help her friends, but she felt like, I have to help myself first before I can help anyone else. So she made a decision that she felt was right for her. So Rebecca Schofield was giving her money and offering her money, and KG was really close to MM. So she opened up to her and told her about the money that she was getting from Rebecca. But the relationship didn't get a chance to start. The money came first. KG looked at it like an experiment, but it became too much. So not only is she slandering this professor, she's also just slandering all of these victims of this tragedy. It's just, on December 13th, 2022, defendant, the TikTok psychic, posted a TikTok video including plaintiff's cease and desist letter stating that Rebecca Schofield's attorney, Wendy J. Olson, sent me a demand letter to remove TikToks with false statements. I made no false statements. Kiss my ass. And I don't have to listen to this demand letter because it's claiming that I'm making false statements. And I'm not making false statements. What I'm saying is true. If they really think I'm making false statements, they would need to file an actual legal document in federal court or in court in my county asking me to remove it. A judge would then determine if I need to remove it. That way an
I
investigation.
remember asking in other videos, like, what do people in her real life around her think about this? Like her family or her friends, if she even has friends. Like, is she in custody of her child? Like, how, like, if she's like this online, how does she treat her own child? I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but this is
could
crazy.
be had determining the truth or falsity of these statements. She dug her own grave with this.
I dropped
On February
something, so I'm gonna try to
2023,
pick it
defendant
up.
posted a YouTube video detailing from the beginning her narrative of the plaintiff's intimate
know where it is,
relationship with
though.
KG and eventual involvement in the murders of the 4 University of Idaho students, including how plaintiff has pictures, videos, messages during the nights of the murder. On June 8th, 2023, a YouTube video of defendant's interviews with the online program Nerd Report was posted. There, defendant described how she uses her psychic gifts to solve mysteries, and to the end, how plaintiff orchestrated the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students, including how plaintiff connected with Koberger on the day of the murders on a whim. See, what's really sad about this as well is, like, there was no mention of Koberger until after they arrested him. So the TikTok psychic is really just freestyling a defamation case right here. On October 14th, 2023, defendant posted a YouTube video criticizing plaintiff's counsel, as well as the court, for wanting to conceal the truth about plaintiff and the 4 students' murders. There, in the context of this action, plaintiff stated that she is dealing with criminals, dealing with a murderer who ordered the execution of the 4 students, so quadruple homicide murderer, and that I am in court because I told the truth, and that person, Schofield, is threatened by me and all the things I say. So anyway, I tell the truth. Yes, I can say what I said because I was telling the truth. This is so bad. This is such a train wreck. By repeatedly accusing the plaintiff of an affair with a student, then ordering the murder of the 4 students to cover up the affair, defendant communicated information to others that was defamatory. Indeed, these statements are defamatory per se, meaning they are actionable without proof of special damages. Critically, in response, defendant does not dispute that she communicated statements about plaintiffs to others, or that these statements, if false, are defamatory. Rather, she argues, as she always has, that her statements about plaintiff's involvement with KG and the murders themselves are true. Gilliard has consistently persisted that the statements she made regarding Schofield's role of the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students are substantially true. Gilliard adamantly states that the statements that she made about plaintiff are substantially true. In other words, it is legally true that Schofield hired an unexpected hitman to commit the murders of the 4 University of Idaho students, and that it is legally true that Schofield had an affair with KG. Defendant therefore asserts that it is plaintiff's burden to prove that her statements about plaintiff on her social media postings are false, and that plaintiff has not satisfied this burden on summary judgment. So here, Ashley is claiming Schofield has not proven the statements Gilliard made about her are false. Schofield has the burden of proof and has not submitted convincing evidence that the statement Gilliard made are false. Plaintiff must prove that the alleged defamatory statements statements are false. Plaintiff disagrees that this is her burden to prove falsity, countering that this is the defendant's burden to prove that her statements are true. This must be such a weird case to work because, like, this is textbook insanity. You are dealing with insanity here. And clearly, it's extremely difficult to reason with insanity. And then to skip a whole bunch of pages, TLDR, they're saying, hey, TikTok psychic, you actually need proof of what you're claiming. To begin, plaintiff states there is no uncertain terms that defendant's statements are false. She was never in a romantic relationship with KG. She was not involved in the murders of the 4 University of Idaho students. She never met any of the murdered students. She never taught any of the murdered students.
Dang.
She did not personally know any
She
of the murdered
knows none of
students.
these people.
And she was in
Where did this
Portland,
even come
Oregon at the
from?
time of the murders. Moreover, in
And
response to
what was
plaintiff's
the
subpoena,
reason?
the University of Idaho confirmed that there is no records of the murdered students ever being enrolled in a class
Can't
taught by
stand
plaintiff.
people.
Any investigation into plaintiff having an inappropriate relationship with
gosh.
KG or any investigation into plaintiff's involvement with the murders. So the TikTok psychic actually subpoenaed the school. What a mess. And for what? Where is the upside of this? Like, the University of Idaho responding to defendant's subpoena and stating they have no records of any existing deleted communications between plaintiff and murdered students, including KG or Mr. Koberger. Finally, there is no indication that plaintiff is or has ever been even remotely considered a suspect of murders. December 27, 2022, the statement of the Moscow Police Department. At this time of the investigation, detectives do not believe the female associate professor and chair of the history department at the University of Idaho suing a TikTok user for defamation is involved with this crime. To be sure, Mr. Koberger was arrested and has been charged with the murders. This is powerful evidence at the summary judgment stage. It not only substantiates plaintiff's argument that defendant's statements about her are false, it also highlights the complete lack of any corroborating support for defendant's statements. In this way, plaintiff has sufficiently demonstrated the absence of any genuine issue of material fact relating to the falsity of defendant's statements about her. This shifts the burden to the defendant to dispute that any claim by setting forth facts showing that there are genuine issue for trial relating to whether her statements about plaintiff are actually true. In that regard, defendant may not rely on denials in the pleadings, but must also produce specific evidence through affidavits or admissionable discovery material to show that the dispute exists. Except the only support for defendant's statements about the plaintiff is the defendant's spiritual intuition into the verse using intuitive tarot card readings led her to plaintiff. This is a real court document. This is real. It's so bizarre. This must be such a wild trip to be defamed in this way and to be forced to spend a year of your life fighting an insane person in
Some
court who's claiming you've
people
done everything you
should not
absolutely
be
haven't
allowed
done.
to
And every time you're like, hey, I didn't do this,
use
where's
social
your
media.
proof? They just go, tarot cards. I'm a psychic. I know this. And they just keep doubling down and they won't give any leeway. Like, that must be so bizarre. What an absolute nightmare. I'm surprised things took this long because it was pretty obvious from the start that Ashley's statements were defamatory. Gilliard used her claircognizant abilities to gather all the pieces to the puzzle of what happened to the 4 students and why. She became very passionate and touched by their stories as told by the intuitive tarot card readings and their social media footprint. An intuitive tarot card reading revealed that Schofield would get away with the murder. If it wasn't for Gilliard at the time, Gilliard did not know how that would happen. But she decided to continue to seek the truth regarding the murder of the 4 students and to advocate on their behalf, confirming that with discovery closed, defendant had no other evidence of plaintiff's involvement in the murders or any relationship with KG beside her tarot card readings. This is not enough to create a genuine dispute of material fact. To be admissible, defendant's lay witness testimony concerning plaintiff's alleged conduct surrounding the 4 students' murders must be rationally based on defendant's perception and helpful to the fact finder. An opinion that is rationally based on a witness perception, whereas based upon personal observation and recollection of concrete facts. TLDR, tarot cards ain't cutting it, bro. As a result, defendant's psychic intuition without more cannot establish a genuine dispute of material facts to oppose plaintiff's summary judgment efforts. Plaintiff has established a reasonable likelihood of proving by clear and convincing evidence that defendant's conduct in accusing plaintiff of an affair with a student before ordering that students and the 3 other students' murders was oppressive, fraudulent, malicious, and or outrageous. As discussed above, those statements are defamatory as a matter of law and therefore represent the foundational set of bad acts. Further, those statements were based only on defendant's spiritual intuition about the murders. There was never any objective basis to believe that plaintiff did the things that defendant publicly and repeatedly claimed she did. And while defendant eventually took her theory about plaintiff's involvement about the murders to law enforcement, she did so only after ignoring plaintiff's cease and desist letters and going public with her claims on social media. That is crazy as well. So she's actually claiming, oh, I had to do this because I have to help the police. But she only went to the police after they served her with a cease and desist. Everything about this is just clout chasing. And it's like such a bizarre thing to clout chase for as well.
She wants attention so bad.
On a tragedy. And it's not only just clout
she has a
chasing of a tragedy.
child.
This is falsely accusing someone of murder to clout chase on.
She has a child, so when she loses this case, what's gonna happen to her and what's gonna happen to the child? And yeah, I don't even know if the child is in her custody because this is how she's acting in public online. So maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't know.
A tragedy and making up a full-on Wattpad fanfic around the whole thing. It is textbook insanity. Defendant admitting that she received and read plaintiff's cease and desist letters and continued posting statements about plaintiff. Critically, defendant's social media postings continued even after she learned from the Moscow Police Department that plaintiff was not a suspect in the murders, and after Mr. Koberger had been arrested for and charged with the same. Defendant admitting that she received and read the Moscow Police Department's press release and continued posting statements about plaintiff. These circumstances combined to demonstrate that defendant's social media postings were primarily self-serving, motivated by online viral attention, and made with an extremely harmful state of mind, given the nature of the statements about the plaintiff. Plaintiff's motion for leave to amend complaint and add punitive damages is granted. Whether defendant actually acted with such a harmful state of mind to support an award of punitive damages is therefore a question for the jury and not a subject of this memorandum decision and order. Based on foregoing, it is hereby ordered that plaintiff's amend motion for partial summary judgment is granted on the issue of liability only. And plaintiff's motion for leave to amend a complaint and add punitive damages is granted. And we got it stamped by the judge here. So it's official. The TikTok psychic has lost her court case. The only thing we're waiting for now is for a jury to decide how much she owes Rebecca Schofield. Odds are it's going to be a sizable amount because she turned this professor's life upside down for over a year. But again, shout out to Mad Catster. If you want to see a real lawyer break all this down, you can go to his video.
Okay, so that's the end of this video. But dang, I really want to know how much she has to pay. Because this is dumb. Like, how are you gonna put yourself into this situation because you want attention that bad? Like, what was the reason for this? I don't understand, like, what's going on in your head. Maybe there's nothing going on in there. I don't know. But and then you want to turn around and try to sue people that are calling you out for being weird, even though you have been documenting your weirdness online and doing all this stuff. I don't understand. I don't understand, people. This is weird, and looking forward to see the conclusion of this whenever she has to pay. I don't know, whenever the jury decides her fate. But as a psychic, shouldn't she have seen this coming? Like, she said she's not going to lose, but she's about to lose. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI V. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.